IT Expo, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, February 2026. I was invited to go. I've been to this event many years. Had two great conversations. First with Jason Kemsley. Really interesting discussion with Jason winning the MSP game through Relentless standards. Got a great organization called Uptime, helps MSPs. Really well-rounded person. Jason has really enjoyed my time with him. Really great guy. The other, of course, was Evan from Evan Rice from Rev.io, AI accountability and the future of MSP growth. Interesting background Evan has and how his offering there that he had at the event works with MSPs at Rev.io. I wasn't familiar with them or him at all, but it was great getting to know them. Excellent time there at IT Expo. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. Hi, I'm Joey Pinz, and here's my 45-second introduction. After starting my business in the 90s, I started developing poor habits of eating in my diet because I was working way too much. Before you know it, I found myself 340 pounds. The doctor told me if I don't lose the weight, I'm not going to see my daughter graduate. Took the next 7 months, lost 130 pounds. People think there's some secret. Ask me, how'd you lose that weight? Like there's some secret. There is no secret. How'd I lose the weight? Just one word, discipline. I've had other successes in life, and I attribute them all to discipline. Now, I'm not the king of discipline, but I believe that it can help all of us. Friends, colleagues convinced me to start a podcast. The podcast mission? How do we better ourselves and society? I talk to interesting people in health, fitness, sport, wellness, business, technology, science, art, and culture. And I eventually asked them how discipline plays a role in their life. Podcast vision, growth through learning from others. How did you get into Padel? It's pretty new over here.
I spend a lot of time in Spain, and it's the home.
Spanish sport, isn't
it's
it?
the home of. So I've had a lot of lessons recently, and the club I go to is the number one Padel club in the world.
Is it really?
So I guess it's kind of like this industry. When you see people that are excellent at things,
Yes.
your bar needs to become somewhat higher to compete with them. And obviously you burn calories.
That is the best thing. How old is the sport?
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
I mean, to us, it's relatively new here in the States.
I know at the moment it's the fastest growing sport in the world.
Wow.
More padel courts are opening. I keep saying paddle because in the UK people don't pronounce it correctly.
Padel?
Yeah.
In this fast-paced MSP landscape, how do you stay ahead? Introducing MSPinfluencer.com, your ultimate hub for MSP news, insights, and community connection powered by Forza Dash. More than 75,000 MSPs subscribe to our MSP Influencer Pulse weekly newsletter, staying informed and ahead of industry trends. Tune in to emerging podcasts from Joey Pinz and leading MSP voices, offering essential tips, powerful insights, and success stories. Explore our multi-authored blogs, crafted specifically for MSP leaders, delivering fresh perspectives and actionable strategies. Celebrate excellence with the industry-leading Forza MSP Influencer Awards, recognizing innovation, leadership, and impact in the MSP community. Join thousands of MSP professionals who trust MSPinfluencer.com to grow their business and expand their networks. MSPinfluencer.com, where today's MSP leaders connect, collaborate, and conquer, all powered by the Forza Dash platform, helping MSP vendors work effectively with MSPs and helping MSPs grow.
But yes, the number one fastest growing sport in the world.
Wow.
So where I live in a very small town because I'm not there much.
Sure.
And we've had 6 courts open in the last 2 months.
Wow.
And they're fully booked. I'd have to book now, probably for the last week of the month.
Wow.
Like 2 weeks in advance.
So pickleball got crazy around here in the States for a while, but it's kind of fallen off a bit.
Yeah, so my understanding, I don't know how true it is, but my coach said lots of tennis players that couldn't quite make it.
Right.
Lots of pickleball and lots of racquetball have converted to padel.
Let's see.
Because there's a real shortage of coaches. Whereas tennis, there's coaches all around the world.
Yes.
Padel's so new that it's very difficult to get a good coach.
Right.
Because if they're good, they're normally in competing or...
And the racket, there's no net. It's solid, correct?
There is a net.
Oh, there is a net.
So there's a net in the middle of the court, and then the racket.
The racket, yeah.
usually carbon fiber if it's a good one.
I see.
With like a foam insert.
I see.
And then it's got holes in similar to a
Right.
tennis racket.
Right.
But it's
But
effectively
tennis is
foam.
string.
Yes.
There's
Yeah.
no tennis. There's no strings.
No string. No. It's effectively a foam racket covered in carbon fiber.
And it's short. It's the handle. It's right to the handle. Correct. It's
Yeah,
the head.
So there's 3 different types of racket now. They're definitely, the technology is coming out quicker than
Yeah, of course.
people can keep up because it's so new. So I bought a really good racket 3 months ago, and it's already very old technology.
Is it really?
Like there's 2 versions more of my racket, which is crazy.
And what happens, Jason, when you actually have to leave the court to get the ball sometimes? Because they hit it at an angle and it leaves, and you got to go through the door and hit it back in?
Yeah. Only if you're playing good players.
Oh, I see.
If you're playing
I'm only
just with
seeing high-level, I guess, video then.
Okay,
I see.
yeah. So high-level players like Tapia, who's number 1, I think, in the world at the moment.
Wow.
Is if you... So someone explained it to me, my coach explained it to me, as you are trying to just make the rally go 1 point longer.
Huh.
Because if you try and attack, you open the door for over the glass.
I see.
So you're only ever just trying to get 1 point next, just the next shot.
And are you playing singles or doubles?
When I'm having lessons, it's singles, but you typically play doubles.
You typically play doubles.
Yeah, so you've got to find 3 people you like, which is probably the toughest thing for me with my diary.
And not only that you like, but have to be similar skill level.
Yeah.
Because then it's not fun. If they're too good, it's not fun for them. If they're not as good, it's no fun for you. It's similar to tennis in that way.
Yeah.
At least
Yeah.
golf, there's a handicap system. You can exchange strokes and things like this.
So Brad, who won't like me saying this, the other owner of Uptime, I play a lot with him.
Uh-oh.
My level is unfortunately...
I see. Right.
But you can still have a good... The great thing about, I guess, any good sport is you can have fun even if you're not
Right.
quite the same as
Right.
it. So I still have good
I
exercise.
see.
And
Do you spot them points?
No.
see.
So we usually will play together.
I see.
And then
Oh.
try and find someone that...
I
But then
see.
I have to try and not get upset when he may miss a
right,
shot I
right.
might get. But then usually it actually ends up being that the slower pace makes it harder for me. Because he's playing at his normal pace. I'm trying to slow down my pace to meet. And when I'm playing with a coach, that ball's coming back at me 3 times the rate.
Right.
So it's actually quite difficult doing the opposite, more so than anything else.
I play tennis, and you get connected, and if I'm playing a particular round with somebody who's relatively weaker, it then starts to force me, okay, I've got to start hit winners now.
Yeah.
I just can't volley it because they're going to go to him and it's going to die. So I got to, so it shifts your mentality when you're in this space.
Absolutely. But we got to do whatever we can to keep fit, right?
To keep fit, yeah. And how long have you been a private pilot?
2.5 years. But sadly, I do not get the time to do it that I once had, which I've kind of resigned myself to the fact that it is something that I'm probably not going to be able to upkeep. It was a dream. I achieved the dream. But just realistically, I spend more time as a passenger than unfortunately enjoying
Same thing
it.
happened to me.
Okay.
I got it. I loved it. But it can't be your 4th or 5th hobby. It's got to be 1st or 2nd because, there's lives involved here.
Absolutely.
And so because I'd get to golf courses quicker, I'd go to the beach more, but then if you don't do it for a month, your skills weaken and you can't have that.
So we have a law, I don't know if it's in the US, but in the UK, where you cannot take passengers unless you've done 3 independent takeoff and landings.
Yeah. Same thing here.
I am so I normally do 5. My rule with myself is 5.
Good.
It's the one, I'm very ADHD, sporadic.
Sure.
With this, I take my time. I'm there half an hour early.
Yeah.
Then even the earlier that I've set, because people putting their trust in you.
That's right.
I've taken up friends' children and stuff, and that's a lot of.
Yes.
I think in a moment, because you're concentrating, you don't necessarily realize it, but.
And there's gratitude; they trust you, which is nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've been able to make some people smile and have memories for a lifetime.
Yeah, that's right.
I think if I was to continue it, it would be in some sort of charity fashion. I'd like to do like a charity. So we have a charity near where I live where disabled people can effectively be sponsored to go and achieve their dreams. And many of them have dreams of, because it might be a mobility issue or something.
Right.
Usually that dream is tied to, I want to go into the sky, I want to fly in a small plane or whatever. So I'd like to do some of that, but comes back to work.
Yes.
Comes back to work.
Yeah, we have something here called Angel Flight, where people they're sick or whatever it may, or an animal or something needs to be taken somewhere, and there won't be any charge for it. People cover it, and there's plenty of charities that.
It's an incredible thing. It's an incredible thing. But I think we all spend our lives chasing dreams, right? And then when you actually get the thing, you realise it isn't what you thought.
Right.
It was fun.
It was cool.
And I've ticked it off, but the same burning desire is not there.
Yeah.
And I think I've had to come to terms with the fact that work is the only thing that is constant. Like and you can have these different goals and micro goals, etc. But to pin it all on one thing,
right?
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't quite work the way you thought it would when you were younger.
Yeah, the pleasure's in the journey, not the destination. Yeah.
Yep. But we need reminding of that, right?
Yeah.
We need reminding as when I walk around these conferences. You don't necessarily know what the person walking past you is going
what
through.
Your story is, yeah.
So I'm trying to enjoy it more and more, and being somewhere like this in Fort Lauderdale, that helps.
Not bad.
That helps.
Yeah.
I'm told this is a brand new hotel.
Brand new. They've been working on it for, it seems, years. Yes.
Oh, really? Okay.
5 years, it would seem. 5-6 years. Yeah.
So there's worse places to be.
That's right.
I like to. I think I'm lucky. I'm actually. I'd love your opinion on this. I'm thinking. So over the year, I've been capturing reality versus perspective photos.
Photos.
Photos. Because I think that when I speak to friends or colleagues or MSPs or whatever that know what I'm doing or how I'm doing it, I always get you must be on business class, first class, 5-star hotels, everyone does everything. No, the reality is I had to get 4 large suitcases from the Holiday Inn Express.
Wow.
Walking down the road, I had to take 2 at a time to within eyesight.
Wow.
Stop, walk back to get the other 2. We're privately funded. We haven't got PE, we haven't got VC.
Right.
Every dollar makes a big difference. And so I'm capturing the photos over the year so I can show, because I think there's a misconception about how joyous it has been on the road. It's not, it's incredibly lonely and tough.
It can be, yes. Airports, yeah.
If I see another American lounge this year, lounges are not what they used to be.
No, they're not. Yeah. What if discipline wasn't about punishment, but about unlocking your best self? I spent 2.5 years writing Discipline for Greatness because discipline changed my life. And I know it can change yours too. This isn't theory. Inside, you'll find real, practical steps you can use immediately to focus better, build stronger habits, reduce stress, accomplish your goals, and bring more balance to your life. Whether you're trying to get healthier, improve your career, or simply feel more control, this book gives you the framework. Start today. Grab your copy of Discipline for Greatness at joeypinz.com/book. Thank you. Yeah. The flight you flew to London?
Yeah, London, yeah.
5 hours? 6 hours?
No, it was 8 hours 50.
8 hours, that's right. 8 hours back, yeah.
But then you got to add on the 2 hours waiting for the 4 suitcases with the exhibition stand, which never go through TSA very well.
Very well, yeah. So
and they always ask about the socks. I've got the Uptime socks, and are you here to sell the socks? No, I'm not. These are free.
Really? Because if you were to sell them, there'd be tariffs on them or something?
Yes, if I was selling, I would need a different visa.
Interesting.
Because I guess there's a commercial element too.
Wow. I remember I was in London doing the podcast, and I came back, and these little discs that the mic stands are on, they're very heavy. These little discs, and when they went through the X-ray, they said, "What are those things?" I said, I don't know. I never see my luggage through that, through this, in this means. I don't know what they are. He goes, well, you should know what they are. And they took it as, oh, that's right. They're the podcast bases. They go, well, why didn't you tell me? I said, well, I don't know. I didn't realize that
So that's solid metal as well.
it's solid metal. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know, nefarious purposes perhaps, but I just didn't even think of it. So.
That'd be quite a fun job, just looking in people's luggage.
Yes, what do you have there?
Through an X-ray.
I never see my stuff in X-ray. I don't know what those are. I'm thinking about somebody put something in my bag. You just never know.
Yeah, and you have to be so careful, right?
Yes,
especially when you've got a lot of luggage.
That's right, and electronics and things like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we're here at the big IT Expo, Jason, here in Fort Lauderdale. It's mid-February. What are some of your goals this week?
So this is our first time at this event. Our calendar for the last couple of years has been fairly static with the type of events we've been to.
Really?
This year we have a goal to reach further afield and reach some more of the MSP audiences. So this is our first time here. So my primary goal is to meet some new faces and hopefully get the opportunity to tell them what we're about as an organisation. But predominantly just meet new faces. I met someone yesterday that said this is the only MSP event he goes to.
Really?
And this is a new world for me. I've been in the IT Nation, the Kaseya,
Sure,
the
the big
Enable,
ones.
all the big events. And this is like a microcosm of the industry, it feels like, that maybe we haven't crossed paths with just
Yeah.
yet. So seeing lots of new faces. This is my first time at this resort. I'm actually back in 2 months for another event here.
Oh, really?
But it's a great place to meet new people, I think.
I didn't know there was anything else here. Very interesting.
Yes, Enable, Empower
Oh, Enable's going to be here.
is in this exact facility.
Oh, I got to ask them. Yeah. Enable and Power.
I would love to tell you the dates, but it's some point in April.
We'll figure it out. Yeah. April's a busy month.
Absolutely.
Yeah, a real busy month. So how does Uptime help MSPs?
Our predominant goal is to be an operational partner to MSPs so that they have a solution for whatever operational pain they might be feeling. We have onshore options, we have offshore options. We have the white labeled Helpdesk, we have the NOC, we have dedicated staffing. The idea being that we can have a relationship for whatever you might need, but that can then evolve in a month, it can evolve in 6 months.
Right.
We can sideways move contracts, we can move from a dedicated person to a white labeled Helpdesk. We're just effectively partnering together, so you've got someone else fighting your corner when it comes to operations. We're 250 people strong, 5 countries, and we've reached the right size now where we can give the flexibility back to the MSP so that we can have, an operationally flexible partnership.
So it's not outsourcing a single person. It's the actual entire help.
You can do a single person. So we do single people in Sri Lanka and South Africa. South Africa is absolutely flying at the moment.
That. Yeah.
A lot of wonderful engineers and talent out there, which is fantastic. But then we have the white labeled Helpdesk, which is US, UK, New Zealand, which we're synonymous for now. That's 24/7. You can have it in various commercial models, per ticket, per user, per device, whatever kind of works. We've got routes for most scenarios because we're trying to be that. Some MSPs don't build in this way, they build in this way, so have we got a model for them? And then we have the NOC, which is comes from some M&A done a couple of years ago of an organisation called InBay. But we now have the NOC as well. So I'm proud to say, because NOC is relatively new for me, and we've only had it for 2 years.
Network Operations Center.
Absolutely. But I truly think we're the best in the world at it. The M&A, and without taking people back in time too much, the M&A was perfect for us and intentional because it took Uptime, who were the best at Helpdesk, or considered very well regarded, and NOC, which was considered very well regarded, and bringing them two together. Typically, I see M&A as a way for someone to exit, increase bottom line or whatever. This was about how do we bring a suite of services that are best in class independently together so that people can move sideways between them or partner in a flexible manner. So I don't want it to sound like we don't have contracts. We absolutely have contracts.
Sure.
But because we're committing in personnel and employees to bolster your operation in whatever way. But if that doesn't work, hey, do any of these other 3 things work? Can we make sure you get value by getting one of those instead? Or just trying to be a good vendor.
When an MSP is looking to partner with somebody who does outsourcing, does operations knock, and does help desk, what questions should they be asking?
This is a great question, and it's I was actually talking about it a little bit yesterday. It incredibly frustrates me how little people qualify their vendors before they work with them.
Yeah.
Very easy for me to say. I can say that because I am proud of our answers to a lot of the questions. But it means that people that fall a little bit below the line often are winning things they shouldn't probably be offering, if that makes sense. First and foremost, we should be having a 30-minute hour call about what we do security-wise. Like, I think that's a non-negotiable. Before you even get into, does it commercially fit? Do I trust you with what measures do you have in place, etc. Understanding or asking where that business is heading is usually not an answer you'll get a very honest response to, but I think it is something we need to be asking. If you're going to one of the big guys or girls, the top 4 vendors or whatever, you're probably not going to get a response that is meaningful in whatever way. When you're working with certainly an outsourcer, you want to know where are they going to be in 2 years' time. And you want to know, hey, if I need it, are they going to go pull in one of the owners or the senior leadership team onto this call to have that conversation with me? For us, we're trying to create long-term partnerships with MSPs. We win when we keep you happy for the longest period of time. So I absolutely can be, and so can any of our leadership team, be pulled into any pre-sales call to explain where we're going. You are giving me so much trust with your customers. And sometimes in those calls, we realize it doesn't align. But we recognize it in outsourcing. There's a lot of trust. So certainly, where are they going? Security, and then trying to get some face time, usually with someone that uses their service. I could
testimonial.
I could probably. I reckon it is over a year since all 3 of those questions were asked of us.
Really?
Yeah. I sit in pre-sales calls and sales calls with our team all the time. I have been asked about security, and then we give them our white paper, and that's it. No further questions, which usually you would expect a couple more. I don't think in the last year I've been asked where are we heading. What if our business direction looks to change? And I know some people won't be honest about that, but certainly have never been asked for testimonials recently.
I talk to MSPs every day, Jason, and it's been pretty consistent last 5 or 6 years of what keeps them up at night. The 3. First is security. They're worried about their clients getting attacked, then they're going to have to allocate resources, their flat rate, they're going to lose money, they're probably going to be fired, and they're probably going to be sued. So it's top of mind. Second, it's human capital. How am I going to get better techs? How am I going to keep my techs here? Unemployment in IT here in the States is 1%. I mean, the technicians are swallowed up very quickly by big companies. And then third is just general growth. Private equity has poured in hundreds of millions of dollars. They need to grow. Their friends are selling their MSPs, getting nice cars, and growing. How am I going to do it? It seems that you can actually help in all 3.
Absolutely. Security, we have to be the strongest chain. Strongest part of the chain in the link. So whether it's ISO certifications, we've got a full-time compliance manager that handles all of our certs because of how many we have to have. Fingerprint in all the offices. There's a plethora of things that we can go through and show there. Human capital. I don't want to be detrimental to our business, but we've just made the investment so other people don't have to.
That's right.
That is our business model.
That's right.
We opened a New Zealand office before we needed it.
Wow.
Because if we don't, then who is going to? And we need to make the investment to then be able to sell it. So we are investing things ready and before an MSP might need them. And that's our business model. I know I mentioned South Africa, but I do truly think that is the most underlooked thing
right here
in the US market right now. Some of the case studies we've got in the last 3-4 months, 1 engineer to 10 engineers, you wouldn't even know they're in South Africa.
Wow.
still relative cost saving as well. But just there's huge opportunity if people just lean in a little bit. And when it comes to growth, we're a tech organization, right, Joe? We're not a sales organization. 95% of our personnel are techs or technical in the job they deliver. And then we've got a account management team and a sales team. That's pretty much us. We don't have, the huge enablement budget, etc., to give you all the marketing in the box. What we're saying is we'll come to the party and we'll give you back the time to not worry about operations, whether it's because of a couple of things or one thing you work with us. And so spend that time doing the thing that we know will do best, Mr. Business Owner or Mrs. Business Owner, which is selling yourself.
Wow. No
one sells better than the person that lives it, breathes it. And whilst this is an audio for some people, giving you back time, and we got the new custom Uptime watches just finished. But that is what the goal of what we do for MSPs is. Try and give you back a bit of time, a bit of breathing space, so that you can attack that marketing sales on all fronts. Because I know when you're doing this, and then you've got to do that, and then you've got to be here, and then you don't get consistency with any marketing, any sales. So we want to make that your full-time focus.
Jason, is there something that you believed in strongly 10 years ago that you no longer believe in? Or believe is true?
I don't want to go too deep. 10 years ago, I always believed that being a good guy would get me very far. It hasn't got me as far as I thought.
Really?
And I tell you why.
Taken advantage of?
Taken advantage of. I'm always open and honest. We've had some MSPs that have tried to take advantage of us. I think we have sometimes been the most forgiving part of the chain because we want to be we really want to be a good vendor. Like I want to sit and have a drink with anybody in this conference and be proud of the decisions that we've made or I've made or whoever's made. But that does mean sometimes that people try and get one over on you. And so in the last 2-3 years in particular, post the deal that we done and sort of getting much bigger and a more mature organisation, I've realised the good guy doesn't necessarily win.
Wow.
Which is sad. I'm not willing to compromise on my values.
Right.
I've just become aware that actually I've been looking at it the wrong way. And sometimes a decision to protect yourself or the business is not always you being a bad guy. You're just being a good guy to your personnel as opposed to...
Want to show your love for discipline, inspiration, and the Joey Pinz podcast? Now's your chance. Introducing the brand new Joey Pinz merch store, where style meets discipline. Choose from premium apparel, cozy hoodies, stylish hats, durable bags, and your new favorite coffee mug, all featuring the iconic Joey Pinz logo. Perfect for podcast fans, discipline enthusiasts, or as unique gifts for friends and family. Every purchase supports the Joey Pinz Discipline Conversations podcast, helping us continue to inspire greatness and promote positive change. Visit joeypinz.com/store today and wear your discipline proudly. Joey Pinz merch. Wear it, share it, and live it.
So it's a difficult one.
Yeah, it sure is. Very interesting. You learn that just generally with maturity. So I started the MSP back in the 90s, Jason, and I was working way too hard, 14, 16-hour days, you're no stranger to that, and putting my health in the back seat and not playing any more tennis or soccer or anything, and working way too hard, developing poor eating habits. Next thing I know, I'm in front of the doctor, and she tells me I'm at 340 pounds. So I had gained this terrible amount of weight. I knew I was getting big, didn't think I was that big. But she then tells me, she says, if you don't lose this weight, you're not going to see your daughter graduate. My daughter was just born. Scared the life out of me. I'm driving home. She didn't motivate me. She angered me. You know, I'm punching the steering wheel. I can abuse myself. I'm in my 20s. I feel like I'm indestructible, right?
Yeah.
I can abuse myself all I want, but it's much bigger than me now, right?
Yep.
I have others that. So I spent the next 6-7 months, lost about 130 pounds, and I kept it off. You know,
Congratulations.
Yeah,
That's
thanks.
awesome.
And you can't look at these things as a finishing line. Many times when people, I've gone through it, now I can go back to old habits. These are lifelong changes. So when I tell this story, Jason, people always say, well, what's your secret? What you do? And I say, there's no secret. I say discipline, right? Focus, routine, willpower, all part of discipline. How does discipline play a role in your life, Jason Kemsley?
I'm huge on health. Huge. I've got a sick father from a young age, and it's always been subconscious.
Interesting.
I'm very paranoid about how much I fly, and possible effects, etc. So I have a huge, which I'm not going to take you on the full spill because I'd be here all day. But I've got a huge health part of my life, which I have to do these things weekly, daily, etc. That I listen to. Lots of American people have played into that. Gary Brecker and the likes.
Awesome.
So. The US is great for
Yes.
this new sort of cutting edge
Yes.
advice, and
Yes.
Tony Robbins has got some cool stuff in there as well.
Plenty.
Discipline in particular, I don't believe that I am the most talented person ever in a room, but I believe that I'll outwork people.
Yeah.
And I think many people have that thought and feeling.
Sure.
But I have real imposter syndrome, as do many MSP owners. They were a tech, and then it somehow evolved into maybe something it wasn't meant to be. So I have real imposter syndrome, and so discipline-wise, I just have to tell myself, and I can continually remind myself, I have to be willing and able to do more than X number of people if I want to achieve what I would like to achieve.
Good for you.
So health and effort, they go hand in hand, but they are me in a nutshell, to be completely honest.
And how does it bleed, or does it bleed over into your professional life as well? Discipline.
It does. I find it very difficult to be fully disciplined because of how not sporadic, but I can often be in this thing over here, and then I need to be pulled here internally. So I find being quite disciplined in the day to day and in the craziness, so to speak. I find that quite difficult to impart. I've instead gone the opposite way and leaned into my strength of being good at context switching, which is something I think I'm fairly good at. But the discipline of, I want to be on time. I was walking over going, I'm glad I'm not going to be 5 minutes late. I'm very disciplined about when I'm very disciplined about making sure I make the most of every opportunity it presents itself, and saying yes, even if that means you then say no because it turns into the wrong thing. Tonight, when the event's finished and everyone goes for happy hour, I will go to the gym.
Good for you.
I've stopped alcohol.
Wow.
Completely. A couple of years on the road can quickly make you realise alcohol is not good for you.
It can add up.
But I get discipline is all we have. If we don't have discipline, then what do we have?
Jason, absolute pleasure. Anybody watching or listening want to get in touch with you, what's the best way?
UptimeGlobal.tech if you want to speak about Uptime. But if you want to speak more personally, or even about Uptime but would rather a personal conversation, then Jason Kemsley, Kemsley on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. Yeah, you're very, very... I see you on LinkedIn all the time. Jason, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you for listening and or viewing Joey Pinz Discipline Conversations. Please share this episode with one or two of your friends who you think may benefit from the episode. Our website, www.joeypins.com. There you'll find lots of resources, and you could join our mailing list. Please follow us on all our social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Podcast information, the video version of our podcast is on YouTube. Please subscribe. Audio is on all major podcasting platforms. Please follow them. And if you like it, please consider giving 5-star rating. Would really appreciate that. Thank you again for listening or watching Joey Pinz Discipline Conversations.